So, glory, glory to Lord Caitanya, who is an ocean of mercy. Glory to the handsome son of Sachi and Jagannath Mishra. And, wow, I feel it already. Woo! Thank you, Lord. Glory to Lord Caitanya, who is an ocean of mercy. Oh, yes. Glory to the son of Sachi and Sri Krishna Chaitanya. By giving it the holy name of Lord Krishna, Lord Caitanya has made this world fortunate and glorious. Accompanied by Nityananda and Gadadhar, Lord Caitanya enjoyed pastimes in Navadvip. After striking Devananda with the stick of his words, Lord Caitanya returned to his home. It's always blessing in those sticks of his words. Devananda Pandit returned to his home, and because of bad association, he was now unhappy. Even though the people may think them pious and saintly, persons like Devananda are not qualified to stand before Lord Caitanya. Only by the mercy of a Vaishnava can one attain Lord Caitanya. If a person has no love or devotion, his austerity and japa will not help him attain the Lord. Okay. So, yesterday we read, just a little recap, it's really important teaching here, and it's like so important that you could go your whole life and not get Lord Caitanya's mercy, even though you're trying for it, but if you don't understand this point. So we learned a lot from that story of Devananda Pandit and the Lord's chastisement. Okay? So in essence, Devananda Pandit he was like a perfect Brahmin. I mean, he was so kind, and he was generous, and he was humble, and he never had sex his whole life. Now that is a devotee, right? Not the Lord Caitanya. Lord Caitanya said, oh, this Devananda Pandit is respected by the world. People think he's a great devotee, and he was teaching Srimad Bhagavatam. But Lord Caitanya revealed the real truth. He said, oh, you shouldn't be teaching Srimad Bhagavatam. Because you're not a devotee. And it was proven. See, when a devotee is here or the Lord is here, it shows what the real state of everyone's consciousness is. And that's the only way we know. It's the devotee or the Lord, because they both represent the spiritual potency. So Lord Caitanya said, hey, Devananda, I'm sorry. You did mad elephant offense. You threw an ecstatic devotee, Srivas Thakur, out of your house, out of the Bhagavatam class. You're talking and glorifying Lord Krishna, how great Lord Krishna is, but Lord Krishna was in the form of a devotee right there in your class, and you threw him out. You let the students throw him out. So just for that, you're not a devotee. See, that's the worst offense is offending the spiritual potency. It's like the spiritual potency is the ecstasy of the Lord. It's kind of like what Jesus said, and I don't completely agree with it being a forever thing. A lot of times they say forever, but it's not. But the offenses against the Son of Man will be forgiven, but not against the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit is that devotional potency. It is so beautiful. It is so wonderful. It's so extraordinary, exquisite. It's the Lord's special potency. It liberates. It takes away all our miseries. It gives salvation and beyond into the fifth goal of life, devotional service. So this potency is really, really important and wonderful. Okay. So let's see what our point was here. Yeah. So even though people may think them pious and saintly, persons like Devananda are not qualified to stand before Lord Caitanya, and that was mainly because of the offense against the devotees. And it shows you that even Brahmins have a very difficult time understanding this special potency, this special devotional service Lord Caitanya came to give the world. You know, even a Brahmin, perfect Brahmin like Devananda Pandit, much less today, could use the same standard now. Who knows what is the kind of devotional service Lord Caitanya brought to this world? Who knows this? Okay? Only the devotees like Srivas, when they hear Srimad Bhagavatam, or they chant the holy name, and sometimes they laugh, sometimes they cry, sometimes they shiver, sometimes they choke in the voice. Then, just like, you know, it's funny because I heard right from the horse's mouth yesterday, Arjai was saying he was reading this Chaitanya Bhagavat, and his voice was choking up, and his eyes were filling with tears, and he just wanted to laugh. And he says, I understand this book now. That's the secret. See, it's the Lord giving himself to a person who has respect and honor for Chaitanya Bhagavat. And not just in name or in like on the shelf, but when the devotees who are the living Bhagavat are before us. See, then the Lord gives himself, enters the heart of the devotee. Then when you read this most confidential literature, devotional literature, your heart just melts. And you think, Lord, I understand you now a little bit. Wow! How awesome. See, the Lord has to give himself to us for us to understand. No one knows this but the Lord himself. And those who commune with God, those who get the mercy of a Vaishnava, like it says here, just like the potency of Jesus is passed on even today by those who are filled with the Holy Spirit. Those who are filled with the Holy Spirit of the disciplic line of Lord Caitanya Nityananda pass that spirit on even today. You may have to do some searching because it's not so prevalent around as far as I've noticed. A lot of people are doing, it's just like Prabodhanandana Saraswati Thakur said in his wonderful poem about Lord Caitanya, Nectar Moon of Lord Caitanya. He said, unless a devotee comes before our eyes, okay, and that devotee means not just the tilak and the, you know, it's very good to have the tilak and the dress and the form and look like a devotee. But unless a devotee who has the same mood, the same bhav, the same devotion that the Lord came to give to this world comes before us, then what we will see in this world is not ecstatic devotional love, because nobody, this is a rare thing. It's very rare that the Lord comes and gives such a thing. Nobody knows exactly what it is, not even a perfect Brahmin like Devananda Pandit. See? So unless a devotee who is in that mood, who when they chant with great love and devotion for the Lord that has given himself to that devotee or those devotees or a group of the devotees, even one devotee, unless such a devotee comes before us, what we will see in this world is pretty much what we see now. You'll see people glorifying and devotees glorifying Brahmanism to become a perfect Brahmin, to the rules and regulations of Varnashram Dharma is the greatest thing. This is the words of the Acharya, in, of course, paraphrased. Okay? He said, we'll see that kind of glorification because, you know, we don't see a devotee who has that mercy of Lord Caitanya, you know, and loves Lord Caitanya, has that devotion, that special gift they came to give. We'll see that. We'll see impersonalism. We'll see people like on the internet glorifying you're not this body and your energy and you're one with God and you're one love and just oneness with God is the highest revelation and realization. Don't we see that now? You'll see people saying, hey, give up everything, man, and just give up all rules, regulations, everything, and become a hedonist because life is just for today. Just enjoy it. Or, hey, man, let me teach you how to use your mind so you can work with your mind. See, no more working with your hands. You can work with your mind and draw all kinds of wonderful exotic things to you, like boats and things like material things. You know, you can draw all this by the power of your mind, and you can create a great universe, and you can be like a god. Ye are gods. Even Krishna is thinking, ye are gods. Into this, we'll see that. Okay. So that covers. So it covers about all four of the goals of life we will see, but we will not see the fifth goal: glorification of devotion and love for God. Okay. Not so much. Okay. But the devotees who relish this potency, that's what they glorify, and that's what they teach. Okay. Till the end of their breath in this world. Okay. Because it's like the Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur said, on the real path of pure devotional service, there's all these brambles, all these illusions and everything, and only a devotee can clear them off. The devotee is one-pointed in this understanding who Lord Caitanya is and what he came to bring. What is of real value and not just external devotional service. See, to give that jewel. See, it's a gift, and it comes through faith in devotees. See, this is the teaching here. This is what Lord says. You can't get it through a perfect Brahmin like Devananda Pandit, or a perfect guru who has just brahmitical qualities and great austerities and everything, unless they shed tons of tears of love for Lord Caitanya and Nityananda and the devotees. They're the ones who can lead us to a relationship with Radha and Krishna, actually, because it comes through that channel. Okay? And through the channel of the Lord's authorized devotee, not just in name only or according to brahmitical qualifications of the mode of goodness. No, it's something more than that. So this is that point. This is I'll read these things again so we can get it mind in mind. So accompanied by Nityananda and Gadadhar, Lord Caitanya enjoyed pastimes in Navadvip. Devananda Pandit returned to his home. Because of bad association, he was unhappy. If anybody is unhappy in this world, you know what it is? It's all because of bad association. Associating with people in the modes of nature, and you try to get life from that. You want to have intimacy from people in the modes of nature. And so sometimes you'll get happiness, and sometimes you'll get distressed, because they're living off of the energy of the modes of nature, even goodness. So if you're, this is the thing. If you associate with Brahmins or Brahmitical persons, you'll probably be happy, because happiness is the mode of goodness, and a person who stays in that mode remains happy. But that's not the end goal. It's something more than that kind of happiness of the world. It's kind of like what Jesus said, you know, I leave you with my peace, but it's not peace of the world, you know, that's coming from the modes of nature, that kind of Brahmitical peace, Brahmitical happiness. But you know what? A lot of people get stuck there. A lot of people say, hey, man, this is good enough for me. I don't, you know, what do I need to... See, you can have that kind of happiness and peace, but how many tears are you shedding in love for Lord Caitanya? Does your heart, what do you call that, tremble when you read the words of the Lord? See? Do you feel communion and deep communion and attachment when you're chanting the holy name, or the fame and the pastimes and the glories of the Lord and the Lord's devotees? See, if we don't feel that, or some of the time. That we haven't reached the goal yet, even though we're associating in the mode of goodness. See, Devananda Pandit was happy. But this time he became unhappy also. Well, one thing, he got chastised by the Lord. Okay? But he was also unhappy because he had a lot of neophyte disciples who were committing offenses like throwing out Srivas, Thakur. They're not, see, by that kind of association, see, this is one is trapped, actually. He was not a proper guru. He could not bring not even one disciple up to the level of devotional ecstasy. See, that's a proper guru. Okay? Because, you know, people have to work, they have to get through all of this stuff, you know, all their illusions and, you know. So, bad association with his neophyte disciples that he couldn't really purify. All right. So even though the people may think them pious and saintly, persons like Devananda are not qualified to stand before Lord Caitanya. Only by the mercy of a Vaishnava can one attain Lord Caitanya. So what is the definition of a Vaishnava in this context? It's just not any Vaishnava. Devananda Pandit was a pious Vaishnava. I mean, he was teaching Srimad Bhagavatam. No, you have to find one who has an actual, genuine relationship with Lord Caitanya. See? When they read the words of Lord Caitanya, they have so much love for Lord Caitanya that sometimes they cry, sometimes they laugh. See, they've got that spirit of Gauranga. It's Gauranga himself, just like those who have the spirit of Jesus Christ. It's literally, it's Jesus Christ in that spirit. It makes them able to relish the words of the New Testament. Love for the Lord gives us the ability to relish his words. So even if he has attained Lord Krishna's mercy, a person who offends a Vaishnava is stopped from attaining ecstatic love for Krishna. Right? So, you know, there are different levels of mercy. So, you know, you can have the mercy of Krishna, and then you have faith in Krishna, and you can follow the rules and regulations of bhakti yoga, and you'll be pretty happy if you follow them strictly, if you can do it. And you go to the holy dhams and all of this. But if you're against an actual devotee who has devotional ecstasy, you will not get devotional ecstasy. First of all, you don't want it, you don't like it, you misunderstand it. Okay? Even if you get, say somehow or other, you get the association of a devotee who worships the Lord on the ecstatic platform. Say you even get that. But then somehow or other, maybe the mode of goodness comes in even. And you start to think, well, you know, I'm just as good as him and all of this. Even though you are, in one sense, because if you get the mercy of ecstatic love, you have equality with such a guru. But you don't have the mood perfected of a Vaishnava who never thinks like that. They always think all devotees are like their guru. See? They think, oh, this person is so wonderful. You know, they're never thinking, now I am equal with my guru. Fall down from that. This is why people leave the association of where they got that ecstatic devotion. This is, I've seen this in my own eyes. Okay? So there are many teachings in this Chaitanya Bhagavat that teach us how to have this ecstatic love awakened and how to maintain it once we get it. Because, you know, you can get it, it's like climbing up a ladder and then you can fall down from it. So all of us, we all have to learn these intricate points. Okay? That's why the Lord came here, to teach this very pristine path. And that's why people still have problems understanding it, because it's a very deep thing. Mhm. So even if he has attained Lord Krishna's, oh, okay, right. So I do not speak these words. I do not speak these words. They are the word Vedas words. Sachi sons prove that they are true. You know, this Bhagavad, all these devotional literatures are so wonderful, because not only do they teach us the path, but they give us what the devotees love is they relish the name and the form and the pastimes of the Lord. Even the devotees back then were learning. You could see when the Lord would teach in these different various colorful ways, sometimes in anger, sometimes in anger and sometimes in with affection in different ways, the devotees would be like, wow, this is a great teaching for us. So we need to be in that mood too if we want to take full advantage of this here, these teachings. Mother Sachi, in whose womb Lord Caitanya descended to this world, once offended a Vaishnava. Lord Caitanya destroyed her offense and taught her and gave her the gift of ecstatic devotional love. Please carefully hear this story. By hearing it, one's offenses to Vaishnavas are destroyed. Oh, we read this yesterday. I'm reading it again. Right? So one day, handsome, fair-limbed Lord Caitanya rose and then sat down on the throne of Lord Vishnu. Placing on his lap his shalagram Shila forms, Lord Caitanya happily manifested his transcendental glories. He said, I am Krishna, come to Kali Yuga. I am Narayan. I am Ramachandra, who bridged the ocean. I slept in the milk ocean. Then Nara's loud calls broke my sleep. I am here to freely distribute pure devotional love. Pure devotional love and pure devotional service. Ask Nara. Ask for a boon. Ask for a boon. Srivas. See? Now, isn't that interesting? He says, I am here to freely distribute pure love and pure devotional service. So the Lord distributed it back then in two ways. He did it, well, yeah, two main ways. One, by himself, through himself, because he was in a mood of an ecstatic devotee, and through his empowering his ecstatic devotees. See, he freely distributed it. Now, nowadays, if you see people working for this kind of devotion, working to attain it, then they have not come before and honored this kind of ecstatic devotional service, in whom where it's manifesting in a devotee. Because if you give honor to it, if you can recognize its value, and you give honor to it, then you get it as a gift. It'll just start spontaneously awakening in your heart. But if it comes before you and you think, I don't like that, or oh, I hate that guy, and I'm going back to my sadhana, then you'll go and try to attain. I'm going to try to attain the mercy of Krishna and Lord Caitanya, and you'll be bewildered in all kinds of ways. See? Because it's a gift. It's a gift when it's here. It's here when the Lord is here. It's here when the devotee is here. Actually, it's not here just when the Lord is here. It's here when the Lord is in the mood of a devotee. That's and he empowers his devotees with this ecstatic love, and those who give honor and respect to it and come close to it and serve it in some way. Serve it even by respectfully hearing from such devotees. Oh, spontaneously it awakens in their heart. Those who really sincerely give honor to it with full faith, not doubt and everything. Just like the Christians, they had to develop. The apostles had to have full faith in Jesus before that Spirit would awaken. The Holy Spirit, right? Even what's his name? The doubter Thomas had to finally stick his finger in the wound and say, "I believe, Lord." Boom. Then he got the Spirit. He became empowered. All right. Let's see.
Isn't that your brother's name?
I'm sorry. What?
Isn't that your brother's name, Thomas?
Yeah. Right. It's my brother's name too. Yeah, he's actually pretty much a believer, though. It's amazing, actually. Yeah. So, seeing that Lord Caitanya was now openly manifesting his glories, Nityananda held a great parasol over the Lord's head. So I'm going to give Sachi Devi, she's going to have some homework because she's a little busy talking to somebody. And you watch this video again, it's really good. You'll get with more attention. I know you have to kind of do what you're doing, so. Because I see what you're writing here. It's all coming up on my screen.
It's coming on your screen?
Yeah, it just comes out. I'll tell you later how it does it. But that's okay, talk with her a little bit.
We're almost done anyway, but I've been really enjoying this.
Yeah, it's good with this music and everything. I feel inspired,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you, I've been, it's kind of like, I know I can relate with Arjai. He's starting to feel this, and it's so wonderful. But not always so easy to speak a purport or anything yet. But it's coming, man. You'll see. You'll be singing like a bird. Seeing Lord Caitanya was now openly manifesting his glories, Nityananda held a great parasol over his head. On the left was Gadadhar, held betel nuts in the four directions. Ooh! The devotees waved chamaras. Lord Caitanya freely distributed pure devotional service. He gave many boons. He gave whatever the devotees desired. See? So, the moral of that story is, when pure devotional service begins to awaken in our heart, then things start to spontaneously manifest. See, he was giving away freely pure devotional service. All the devotees are having this ecstasy in their heart, and now boons are coming. Just how happy the Lord is when if one person develops this ecstatic love, where he can intimately associate and relish that devotee's love. He is addicted, man. He is mad after that kind of relationship. So much so he comes here to help us. So we can awaken to that. He wants to relate to us intimately like this. So someone said, "My father is sinful at heart. Please make his heart good. That will be a great relief for me." Some asked blessing for their teachers, some for their students, some for their children, some for their wives. They asked whatever they wished. Lord Caitanya granted whatever they asked. Smiling, he gave everyone the gift of pure love and devotion. That's all the Lord is looking for. Put yourself in that position. You were back 500 years ago, and you see the Lord acting in these strange, weird ways because of ecstatic love. If you would just appreciate that and come close to the Lord like that and give honor to that devotion, what would happen? You just get it, man. What if not everybody got it. We're just seeing this side of it. You don't know, there are a lot of peoples that didn't go to the house of Nimai Pandit. A lot of them were like Devananda Pandit, perfect Brahmins, but they wouldn't go where ecstatic love was being given, either through a devotee or through the Lord, because the Lord empowered devotees with this. And many perfect Brahmins were not interested. They criticized and condemned, or they had some reason against them. I'm happy enough being a Brahmin, but then, you can't really be happy when you start to offend a devotee. And that's kind of good. That's actually really good, because you could spend your whole life as a Brahmin and only attain the higher planets, and then you have to come back down here again to try again. Okay, I have a little problem here with the Facebook Live. You have to do this here.
Yeah, something I just noticed was that the devotees didn't ask things for themselves.
They didn't have what now?
They didn't ask for boons for themselves.
Ah, you
They
caught
asked
that.
for their teachers, for their students, for their children, for their wives,
Uh-huh.
but not for themselves.
So why is that? Why is that there, RJ?
Because the Lord gives them what they need. And they only wish to pass it on.
See, this is the thing. If one is fortunate, just 1 second, I want to talk about this point again. It's really a good thing. Just 1 second here. I'm going to put it on Facebook Live too. It's such an important discussion, actually. So, anyone who is fortunate to get this gift of ecstatic devotion, it's called pure devotional service, and the Lord was giving this. And most devotees think they have to attain it. Even now they're saying, I got to attain, I got to chant my 16 rounds. Not that saying this is bad. This is just part of the teaching, to ultimately frustrate you and realize that you get it through a devotee. They're the door to it. See? So when you get this devotion, now you know what pure, unmotivated love for God is. You have no reason for it other than it's my nature to love God. Prahlad said to Nishingadev, it's my nature to love you. There's no motive. You've awakened the truth in my heart. It's my nature to love you. It's your nature to love me. Wow. What else do I need? See, that's the nature that's what pure devotional service is. A lot of people are speculating what they think it is because they don't experience it. They have all these ideas how they can do it, like it has all this stuff peppered in it about attainment of it. No, by good fortune and our activities, somehow or other, a devotee comes before us and we appreciate it. And sometimes even go against it. We get purified and also get it. Because it's a gift and it'll always be a gift. So that's why you see that with those devotees. They don't ask anything for themselves because, they just think about others now. Isn't that the way God is? Well, when God gives himself to us, then that's the way we start to think about the welfare of others. You can't do this purely unless the Lord is in the heart doing it through us. Okay? There's no way. Otherwise, we'll always have some motive for our giving, some motive for this and some motive for that. Okay? See? Pure. Go ahead there, Harj.
Yeah, that answers so many questions about the mission I was on the other day, about transpiring, and it makes perfect sense. And at a level that truly, truly brings forth a joy that you really, you have to experience it to understand it. And that joy is in the form of a symptom, when all of a sudden you can't control your laughter, or you can't control the tears coming from your eyes, or your voice choking up, and you feel so happy that all these weird emotions are coming to surface at one time, and just to be thankful that they are, because it's so warming. It makes you feel like you're glowing, and I just want that for everybody.
That's the devotee, man. That's the mood. That's how the only way we can know how it was back then is experiencing it now. And when the Lord gives that blessing, then you say, wow, now I know why the devotees were lamenting that they couldn't see any ecstatic love anywhere. Everything else was going on. Impersonalism, one love, oneness with God. No one understood simultaneous oneness and difference, which is a forever relationship. We're not meant to just be one. It's like staying in the womb forever, never coming out of the womb. A lot of people think, well, that's it. I just want to go back in the womb, and merge with God and always be like one. No, it's communion, man. It's feeling separation. People don't know this amazing gift that the Lord's giving, to feel separate. I feel even reluctant to put the feelings of separation that are experienced in this love, where your face horripulates and you look really sadder than anybody, because people misunderstand. They think, oh, that's horrible. But like Sanatana Goswami said, it dances on the greatest ecstasy that even the demigods can experience, the separation that a devotee feels. Lord Caitanya wants to give that. He gives it through his devotees who are experiencing these things. And just being favorable and giving honor to it, coming close to it. Coming to sadhu sangha, if you think this is important, and you come to sadhu sangha, then you're going to get it, isn't it? I mean, look at RJ. You're a good example. I mean, you go and you drive your truck, and you're trying to let me get to that next destination so I can come to sadhu sangha and commune with God. Krishna says you can do rules and regulations and sadhanas and chant mantras and build wells, and you can build 1,000,000 hospitals and everything, and you still cannot please me as much as attending sadhu sangha, where devotees are worshiping me with devotional loving ecstasy. You can get me free of charge. You can satisfy me more than anything, because you will know it yourself. You'll know that you share the same heart with God, and you realize, whoa, Lord, this is really good, isn't it? Yeah, he's saying, yeah, isn't it? Been trying to show you for lifetimes. Stack devotion's where it's at, man. That's the real deal in this world. Everything else is a bunch of baloney. Literally, it's my Maya's baloney, just throwing you baloney, man. Carrots and baloney, man, to lead you this way and that way and everything. But my ecstatic, loving devotion, man, that's the jewel, the treasure. That's what Lord Caitanya, that's what he said. I came to give this, and he still can give it through his devotees. Don't forget, through his devotees. You try directly, I see it all the time. And the Lord keeps throwing us back to the devotee. Not that the devotee wants to have big honor. No, he just wants people to know the truth, the tattva, the way. You think Jesus wanted to, like, say, I'm the way, the life, and the truth. You can't come to the Father but by me, because he was an ego? No, it's just the truth. You come through the devotee. What can the devotees say? I mean, a lot in the Vaishnavas, they got a little more humble way of teaching it. That's all. But the truth is the truth, you know. Prabhupada was known, sometimes he was in the mood of like the truth. I mean, you know, and sometimes he'd be very humble and preach it a different way, you know. Didn't want to trigger people's false egos, you know. Yeah. So anyway, where were we here? Let's get the music going, man. That was good. I like this. Gives a new mood here. Hey, thanks for watching your show. This is a great class today. Really fun. I like it with the music too. Okay. Oops, what happened here? Oh, gotta start it again. So saintly Sriva, Lord Caitanya granted whatever was asked. Smiling, he gave everyone the gift of pure love and devotion. Gave everybody free. Saintly Sriva said, Lord, to your mother, please give the gift of ecstatic love for Krishna. Everyone wants you to give her that gift. Lord Caitanya said, Srivas, I will not give it. How to understand God's mind, you know? He's so perfect, even though it sounds like something else, but it's so perfect. You watch how he teaches. He uses his own mother to teach the truth. I will not give it, Srivas. To her I will not give the pastimes of ecstatic love for Krishna. She offended a Vaishnava. Therefore she cannot have ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. See? Why did he choose his mother to do this? Hey, we might not believe of somebody else, but if you see that Lord Caitanya won't even give his mother ecstatic devotion if she offends a Vaishnava, it shows you, boy, he's impartial, man. It's just, hey, man, the rules are don't criticize or offend the Vaishnavas. I mean, we all have this experience. It's not easy not to. I mean, I've offended so many Vaishnavas, you know. I've offended Prabhupada. I've said, I renounced Prabhupada. I did all kinds of stuff like that, you know. But it's because of bad association. See? People, you know, people still don't forgive me for things that I said about Prabhupada, that he, you know, because I was into Christian. No Christian believes in Krishna. Well, I can't say no, but most Christians don't believe in Krishna. So I'm associating with Christians who are non-believers. What am I going to do? I become a non-believer. But then when I realize my fault, what happens? Do you think Prabhupada forgave me? Many of my friends don't think so. No. Why? Because they don't forgive. See? But what is the proof that I or any other devotee is actually forgiven? Ecstatic devotion awakens in their heart. If it doesn't, that means it's not forgiven. Matter of fact, those who don't forgive other Vaishnavas for having problems or making, you know, experiences and having difficulties, they are not forgiven. Isn't that what Jesus taught that? He says, forgive and you will be forgiven. See, because God is always forgiving. Vaishnavas, real Vaishnavas, are always forgiving. And the proof of that is those who are offenders, this ecstasy awakens in their heart. So if God and the devotee that they've offended, the real Vaishnava, they've offended, forgives them, then why shouldn't we? So Advaita Acharya forgave Sachi. He didn't have to even say it. I mean, he said, how could I even, what is it? She's the mother of the universe. This is some play of the Lord. But it was her mood of sincere repentance that, took away the offense. Eloquent Srivas said, again, Lord, these words will make us leave our bodies. You are her son. You entered her womb. Why is she not qualified to attain ecstatic love for Krishna? Your mother is everyone's life. She is the mother of all the worlds. Lord, please give up your tricks and illusions and give her ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. Lord, you are her son, and therefore she is also the mother of us all. How can a mother offend her son? That is my opinion. If she has offended a Vaishnava, then please be kind and break her offense into pieces. Lord Caitanya said, I have the power to teach her, but I have no power to break apart her offense to a Vaishnava. Okay? So that's it, man. The Lord and the Lord's devotees who are experiencing ecstatic devotion, that's the proof that they've gotten through what these obstacles, or they're getting through. So all they can do is teach, but we have to assimilate the teaching. We have to start to grok it. See, and what do you call, apply it in our lives. See, if I read this or I hear this, and then I say, oh, that's very nice, and then I go out and I start offending people and criticizing and especially Vaishnavas, or I think, oh, that guy is this and he's that, and I gossip and all of this stuff, then have I really learned anything? Well, the Lord had the power, and the devotees have the power to teach us from their experience. But ultimately, the proof is in the pudding, is how are we applying these things? What devotees need to know that want to get into this ecstatic level of devotion is the worst offense, even worse than murder, is offending Vaishnavas, especially devotees who have gotten that mercy of the Lord. That's the worst thing. Okay? Jesus knew this. Jesus said, don't fear those who can kill the body, but those who can kill the soul. That's those who offend and criticize devotees who actually love the Lord. Because if you listen to a person who is criticizing, you partake of that offense. And then you start to lose and dry up that love. Your soul is basically being killed like that. The soul is the ecstasy is the life of the soul. That ecstatic worship is the life of the living. See? So even listening, that's why I caution people that say, well, you heard that. You heard a person criticizing that. That's not good. You got to do something about it. If you don't, then it's like you're acknowledging it. See, so it's a very tricky thing, and So Lord Caitanya said, I have the power to teach. Okay. Only the offended Vaishnava can forgive the offense. Only then is the offense destroyed. There is no other way. You know how Dravasa's offense Raj Ambarish was finally destroyed. My mother offended Nara. Only when Nara forgives her, she will attain the mercy, that ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. Okay. Now, first of all, a Vaishnava is always forgiving. So the real point here is for us to forgive and also to ask for forgiveness. See, automatically the Vaishnava forgives. How can he be a Vaishnava if he wasn't? God forgives. Why shouldn't a Vaishnava forgive? Just naturally, especially when a person's repentant. Otherwise, he's not yet a real Vaishnava. He's not really in harmony with the Lord. You know, there's a beautiful story. And it seemed like it wasn't a beautiful story, too, because when this leper comes before Lord Caitanya. I'm sorry, maybe this is a little heavy about Vaishnava, but just take it in. You know, it's really beautiful, and it's something we all should remember, really. It should be like a garland around us, our necks, you know, and it'll help us understand what is really, you know, to be careful about, or, you know, criticizing devotees who may be ecstatic, calling them sahajas. How do you know? If you don't have ecstasy in your awakened in one's heart, how does anybody know? Really, you don't know. Only devotees know by personal experience. So just being cautious is not a bad thing. So anyway, Lord Caitanya meets a leper on the road. And this leper got leprosy because he I think it was his Gopal Champa or something. And anyway, he offended Srivas, but actually not. This is why I show you what is a real Vaishnava, who doesn't get a... This Gopal Champa was envious of Srivas and wanted to destroy his reputation, so he puts the wine and meat and worship of the goddess Kali on his doorstep, so everybody could see this. So Srivas, showing this, you know, this how amazing Vaishnava quality that Srivas had. He opens his door and he sees all of these articles and the people all looking like. So what do you think? Did he defend himself and say, not me, I do this, no, this is... Did he say, yeah, he says, you look at my attitude and character. Every day I worship the goddess Kali. Look at the proof. It's right there on my doorstep. So here you go. You see my true nature and character. So anyway, Gopal got his leprosy and everything. And he meets the Lord one day after suffering a lot, you know, with all these worms and everything. He said, Lord, please deliver me. People say that you're the deliverer of the world. I finally am hopeless and helpless. You know, this guy was so, you know, he was always trying to give problems to Lord Caitanya. But now he's helpless and hopeless and nowhere to go. So now he's a believer, you know. So he says, oh, Lord Jesus. What does the Lord say? This is just the beginning of your sorrows and troubles. Wait till you see, when you pass from this body, what worms and things are going to just live off of your body. You're such a wretch. You tried to destroy the reputation of Srivas Thakur, my dear devotee. So your troubles are just beginning now. See? So Lord Caitanya said that, and he said, but by the way, if you go to Srivas, there's two different stories, and both are good. I'll say them both. So he says, if you go to Srivas and ask for his forgiveness, then you'll be forgiven. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry about that. You know, it's just a weak connection, I guess. Actually, we're taping this on another program, which would be better probably, and I'll put that up. Yeah. So anyway, he said, if you go to Srivas, he'll forgive you. Ask forgiveness for him, and so he did. And the other story is Lord Caitanya himself went to Srivas and said, "Oh, I met this leper, and I told him he's going to just burn in there before what he did to you, unless you forgive him." And Srivas says, oh, of course, I forgive him. And everything, his leprosy, went away. So when she takes the dust of Acharya's feet and places it on her head, then by my order, my mother will attain ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. Then everyone went to Advaita and told him that all that Lord Caitanya had said. Hearing these words, Advaita remembered Lord Vishnu and said, you want to take away my life. Through Sachi's womb, Lord Caitanya entered this world. She is my mother. I am her son. It is I who should take the dust of Mother Sachi's feet. I do not understand even a single sesame seed of her power and glory. Mother Sachi is the personification of devotional service to Lord Vishnu. She is the mother of the worlds. How can you talk the way you have done? Actually, you know what? I want to stop here because my voice is going out, and it's been a while, and I want to go into this later, maybe go into more depth, because what he just said there is it would be good to fluff it out more. And anyway, I'll put this up also in case anybody wants to watch a better copy. It looks like it was not working so good. All right. So thank you. You might want to watch this, Terry, if you just came on again, too. It's a pretty interesting talk. All right. Anybody want to say anything? Arjai, say a few words.
A few words. I just wanted to mention that this story has such a depth that it's going to confuse some people. And what they really need to do is clear their mind of what an offense is. And remember that we're talking about a time 600 years ago when the offense could be as little as, throwing a rock at somebody out of anger. The mental thought needs to be, as Hari would say, do unto others. I just want to put on record that I'm so thankful for this association that I just want to give it to everybody. Everybody needs to clear their mind of the things that they've been taught and just listen. Listen to the love that comes from Sadhusanga, because that is the treasure. Not reading it out of books and trying to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
We need to do this together.
Yeah.
And please, come and be with us, enjoy association.
Yeah. That's so wonderful. Yeah, and on that note, on a practical note, actually, I don't know, I didn't mention this yet, but I'm going to India on the 18th. It's just kind of working out that way. I mean, I didn't even realize, but it looks like I'm going. So anyway, on a practical note, because I don't want to stop broadcasting. I want to continue broadcasting, and there's some things I need for anybody who's watching this video or likes the preaching that we're doing. If you want to help in a practical way so that these can be spread over the world, there's a computer I need. It's only $150, and I need that because otherwise, I with the old computer I have, I may not be able to broadcast all the time because it only works with, it's not a computer, it's a Chromebook. So I found the right computer, refurbished and really cheap, $150. If anybody wants to contribute, you can contribute in that way. I got the ticket already done. So what else? Oh, maybe a pair. I could use a pair of shoes so I can walk good there. You know, another $60. So anyway, this practical too. You know, it's just like it's just, you know, I want to also continue to broadcast over the world, and I'm, you know, this, I do this full time. This is all I can do. It's all the Lord allows me to really do. And so anyway, whoever helps, you know, I'm sure you'll be blessed. You'll be blessing others, because this message, which I feel is so important, will be going out all over the world, and will be broadcasting from Mayapur, you know, which is, in that association, everything is amplified. Our message is amplified 50 times, 100 times in that atmosphere. We're really close with Lord Caitanya. So this is going to be a special time. And you know, you don't have to. Anybody who wants to. Otherwise, somehow or other, it'll all work out. But if you want to, you can. People can help in practical ways to get this message out there. And you know, but because that's what's happening, man. I'm going to India on the 18th, and you know, I already ordered the computer. Yeah, it has to go there, because otherwise the message will have problems. So that's going to be done. But you know, I don't. I just put it on the credit card. So my credit card. Yeah. All right. So anyway, thank you everybody for a wonderful talk today, and thank you Arjai and Sachi for coming, and Yashoda and Terry also. So internet is sporadic as I've heard this. Excellent.
Yashoda and Terry too, huh? That's great.
Yeah, Yashoda, I talked to her this morning. It was nice. Yeah. So you want to say anything, Sachi? You have anything to say?
No, I'm just no.
You don't even look tired.
I know I've got all these plans. I've been working all night long, and I feel so good this morning. I just got all these plans about, you know, getting some flowers, and I don't know.
Yeah, good.
I'm just happy.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, you know, I was wondering,